You've probably seen one of those popular Clash Royale decks that everyone seems to be using. But have you ever wondered who actually made them and why do they work so well? In this video, we're going to break down the secrets behind building a balanced deck. A good deck isn't just a random set of cards. It has a clear structure with each card serving a purpose. In general, a balanced deck contains 6 essential roles. The first, and most important, is the win condition. This is the card that will actually take down your opponent's towers. Without it, you're basically trying to win a football match without ever shooting at the goal. Every other card in your deck should in some way support your win condition. For example, if your win condition is Hog Rider, pairing it with Earthquake can destroy defensive buildings like Cannon or Bomb Tower. If you're running Graveyard, you'll want a card like Poison to eliminate swarm units defending the skeletons. Some players prefer one heavy win condition like Golem or Lava Hound, slow to play, but devastating if it reaches your tower. Others go for dual win conditions, like Miner and Wall Breakers, which allow for constant chip damage and force the opponent to split their defense. The second role is the Mini Tank, a low to medium cost card with high hit points that can soak up damage and protect your more fragile units. Cards like Knight, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Valkyrie, or Dark Prince are perfect examples. A good mini tank can buy you enough time for your towers to deal massive damage without taking a single hit. But sometimes, a mini tank alone isn't enough. Imagine a prince charging toward your tower. Your knight might slow it down, but it'll still break through. That's where swarm units come in. These are low-cost troops like skeletons, goblins, guards, or bats that overwhelm single-target attackers. Even a cheap card like skeletons can completely stop a charging prince if timed right. Spirits like Ice Spirit or Fire Spirit are also great for cycle decks, letting you get back to your win condition before your opponent has the perfect counter ready. Buildings are another essential. Buildings help counter enemy win conditions like Hog Rider, Balloon, or Royal Hogs before they even reach your tower. All buildings are different. For example, Tesla is great against both air and ground troops. Inferno Tower melts heavy tanks, and Cannon is a cheap, efficient ground defense. Choose the building that covers your deck's weaknesses. The next card type is air defense. You should always have at least 2 good answers to flying troops. One quick and cheap like archers or spear goblins, and one stronger card like musketeer, baby dragon, or mega minion for heavier air threats. Nothing is worse than losing to a balloon just because your deck can't hit air units fast enough. Finally, no deck is complete without spells. Most balanced decks run 2. One big spell like Fireball, Lightning, or Rocket to damage towers and clear medium to high HP troops, and one small spell like Zap, Log, or Snowball for swarm control, resetting Inferno Towers or Dragons, and quick utility plays. The best players know exactly when to hold their spells and when to use them aggressively. Dropping a well-timed fireball to clear 3 defending troops and damage a tower can instantly swing the game in your favor. And then, you have to choose a tower troop, a card that fits perfectly into your deck's overall strategy. This troop should help you defend effectively. For example, if your deck already has multiple answers to swarm cards, you might choose a cannon card for extra DPS. If your deck lacks quick damage, you might prefer Dagger Duchess to cover that weakness. Choosing the right tower troop isn't about picking your favorite card. It's about synergy. Every card in your deck should work together like pieces of a puzzle. Now the big question, why are pro players' decks so effective? And what exactly do they do differently? If you've enjoyed the video up to this point, a quick thumbs up would mean a lot. It really helps the channel. Anyway, back to the topic. The first major reason is their constant awareness of the meta. Pro players always track which cards are the strongest at any given moment. You'll rarely see a pro ignoring them, because even a single underperforming card can cost matches at the highest level. However, because these decks gain so much popularity thanks to streaming and tournaments, Supercell often nerfs them relatively quickly. This constant cycle forces the meta to evolve, and pros are usually the first to adapt. Once a deck gets weakened, they're already testing new combinations, creating the next big thing everyone will copy. The second reason is creative deck building. While pros understand the core 6 card types we discussed earlier, they aren't afraid to break the rules if it leads to a winning formula. Take, for example, the P.E.K.K.A Goblin Giant deck that uses 3 spells: Rage, Goblin Curse, and Arrows. On paper, it doesn't sound logical, but in practice, the synergy is incredibly powerful. When the spells are used at the same time, it creates a very powerful push or a strong defense. It's the kind of thinking that casual players wouldn't try, but pros experiment until they find something that not only works, but works consistently. And it's not just the cards, it's how they play them. Pros have impeccable elixir management, know exactly when to switch from defense to offense, and can predict their opponent's counters before they're even played. That's why a deck in a pro's hands can feel unbeatable, while the same deck in a casual player's hands might struggle. In the end, the difference isn't just skill or card choice. It's a mindset. Pros approach every match like a chess game, thinking multiple moves ahead. They create decks that not only counter the current meta, but also catch opponents off guard. And that's why, whenever a new meta deck appears at the top of the ladder, chances are it started with a pro player testing something crazy and winning with it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.